Greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone is doing well. Well, Labor Day is upon us, and we made it through another summer. Tonight I've got two subscriber encounters, one being a Dogman, the other being a Sasquatch. Before we get into these great encounters, a couple links I'd like to share. As you know, I'm a commercial-free channel, so I rely on my Patreon, PayPal, and merch link to continue to grow and go. Also, my second channel is just for creepypasta, scary voice acting, and fan fiction. Those links are in the description below. If those stories are anything that you might be into, give those a listen. You might just like them. And with that, let's get on with these subscriber encounters, shall we? Our first subscriber encounter is a Dogman encounter, brings us to the states of Maryland and Delaware. The year was about 2003. I was 16 or 17 years old at the time. My best friend was Brandon, and he was living out in Long Neck, Delaware with his older brother and his wife. I lived and still do live in a town in the lower eastern shore of Maryland. I was working at a grocery store at the time, and I was the only one of us that had a vehicle or a driver's license. I made frequent trips out to his house to hang out and pick him up. I traveled from US 50 to Route 113 in Delaware, through Pittsville, through Gumboro to Millsboro, Delaware, and so forth to get to Long Neck. I made this trip many times that summer, and nothing crazy ever happened, until one night when we were coming back from Delaware heading to Maryland and passing through the general area of Gumboro, Delaware. It was fully dark at the time, and my guess was it was around 10 to 11 o'clock at night, when all of a sudden a creature from our left side comes running out of the field and crosses the road directly in front of my car, 20 feet from us. At the time, I had never heard or imagined anything about a Dogman. So I really didn't have any words to describe what I saw. It was about as tall as my lower windshield, running on all fours. It was reddish-brown color and had a canine hyena-ish like head, but was much bigger than any average dog. In size, it was comparable to a small bear or a big buck. It cleared a double-laned road and ran off into the forest on our right in about 2 strides. It was lightning fast. We only got to glimpse it for about 2 to 3 seconds, and it was gone. I looked at Brandon and said, "Dude, did you see that?" He said, yeah. What the fuck was that thing? I replied, "It's a bear, deer, monkey." I wasn't scared, and it wasn't a very scary encounter like most people's experiences, but more a laughing matter. Even though it was only a few seconds of my life, I'll never forget it. It was the most bizarre creature I had ever laid my eyes on. Years later, I found Dogman here on YouTube, and I've been hooked ever since. I believe now that's what I saw. I've also run across encounters of the Dogman in the state of Delaware and in my area in Maryland. Oddly enough, one of those encounters was on the other side of that same area of woods that my encounter happened. The creature I saw ran into by Harrington, Delaware. I also heard of a story where a Dogman was on a farm in the lower eastern shore of Maryland, but they didn't give the actual name of the town. It is crazy to think these creatures are here in my stomping ground, especially living on a peninsula that is surrounded mostly by water. I may go looking for new stories daily, but I can't say with certainty I'll ever go into the woods looking for one. Thanks for helping me share my story, and if anyone else has any encounters of Delaware Peninsula or Maryland, please let me know. Our final subscriber encounter is a Sasquatch encounter that brings us out to Pennsylvania. A friend of mine and his buddy were out fishing in Washington County, Pennsylvania. Now they had stopped and picked up some beer and headed out to their middle of nowhere fishing spot. They were pulling out their fishing poles, tackle boxes, and chairs, getting ready for a long night of catfishing. When all of a sudden, his buddy went back to the car to get some more bait, and they heard this roar come from the top of the hill that left a strange feeling in their chest and had every hair on their body standing on end. All of a sudden, this creature came running down the hill like a herd of cows, and then it jumps and splashes into the creek they were fishing in. Now, the creek is about 7 to 8 feet deep, and this creature was at least 10 feet tall. Splashing through the water, then it jumped out and roared again at them. By then, these guys are in their car, and they're tearing ass out of there. They left everything there, fishing poles, tackle, and chairs. So, the next day, me and my friend went back to get his stuff. Everything was there except one fishing pole. Now, I refused to get out of this car that day because I had an eerie feeling like something was standing on top of that hill staring at us. Those were some great encounters, guys, and I want to thank you for everything that you guys have done for this channel. All of the support, all the kind words. I hope everyone has had a great summer, and I hope everyone has enjoyed all the narrations that I have given you guys. Now, I may not record until after Labor Day because I'm going to try to get some last couple of days in with the kids before they go back to school. But when they go back to school, I'll be going back to school, doing some more research for more encounters for you guys. So please, everyone, have a safe Labor Day weekend and enjoy.